JPTV. This week I want to talk to landlords about the risk of using a very, very low priced agent. Now sometimes you may have landlords who don't really want to spend a lot on their management fees every month, or they want to pay a very low percentage, which is completely fine if that applies to you. But what you do need to remember is if you are going to pay a very low percentage, you're likely to get quite a low level of service. So you need to be checking into things such as are the staff regulated, how well trained are they, how many people work there, because if it's just one person and they're charging you very low fees, then the problem could be that if that person becomes sick or something happens in their life, or it may mean that your property isn't being looked after as well. Also, what amenities are provided, what technology do they use, what kind of software do they use, what kind of maintenance contractors do they use. This will all depend on the level of fees. Now, I'm not saying that JP are the cheapest, we're most definitely not, but that's because we provide a high level of service. My staff are trained to NFOPP standard, which is the National Federation of Property Professionals. We have apps for our tenants so they can get in contact with us 24/7, they can report maintenance, and we've also got a really high-tech piece of software that runs all our rents, it calculates our inspections and when they're due, etc. And we put a lot of money and investment into the processes and the procedures that are within the business. So please do always be aware that if you are going to use somebody who's charging a really, really small percentage, it will genuinely be because you're going to get a service that reflects that percentage. So do be aware of this, and always remember that it may mean that you're having to put a little bit more work in to deal with the agent, as opposed to if you're paying for more, then you expect more. And it's the same instances if you buy something from Primark or if you buy something from Selfridges. You obviously know what kind of standard of quality you're going to get